Nigeria's Lagos state wants to position itself as the preferred destination for tourism, leisure and business in Africa. Joining us now to discuss how the state is gearing itself to attain such a vision is Disun Holloway, Commissioner for Tourism and Intergovernmental Relations in Lagos State. Commissioner, how much of the national tourism traffic is Lagos State attracting?
Well, right now we're attracting more than 75% of the national traffic to Lagos. If you'll remember, there was something in by MasterCard a few weeks ago, which stated that Lagos State was getting about 2 million persons per year into Lagos. This is about just second to Johannesburg. Johannesburg gets about 2.5 million. We get to 2 million per year.
So what is driving the growth in tourism for the state?
What's driving the growth in tourism in Lagos State is what you could call the improvement in how to do business in Lagos. Improvement in governance, improvement in transportation, improvement in power. I'll give you examples in power. For example, in terms of power production now, we have 3 independent power stations in Lagos. This has increased the capacity of businesses to do business in Lagos. Once you can increase how to do business or make better how to do business in any destination, a lot of people will come in. This has resulted in the growth of businesses in Lagos. And in terms of hospitality, you have all the major hotels in the world now coming to Lagos. In the last maybe 3.5 years, we've had about 3 or 4 of them coming into Lagos.
So how does business tourism fare in terms of its capacity to generate revenue compared to leisure tourism?
Well, in terms of generation of revenue, the first thing you have to remember is that tourism itself, it's not very capital intensive, so the barriers to entry is very minimal. So a lot of people can come into that industry. And in terms of its ability to improve employment, it employs a lot of persons. It is second to housing starts. In most developing countries, you consider housing starts as the measurement of how the economy is doing. Tourism is second to housing starts because a lot of persons come into it. And the more people who can get into tourism, the greater will be the employment capacity of that country or the state.
How have you opened up the space for private sector participation in the space?
Oh, we've done quite a bit of that. I'll give you a specific example, which is the partnership we've had with the family, the Fela Anikulapo family. What we did was the Kalakuta Museum. It's a new museum which is in Lagos now. Lagos State government, my ministry really, invested quite a bit in a building which Fela used to live in. And you could go there now, you see the way the maestro used to live, his clothes, his underwear, everything. You still find everything there. And we've additionally added a car park to it. So we've participated with the private sector quite a bit. Not only that, we have something we're doing with the National Conservation Fund right now. It's another destination just outside the central Lagos itself. And we're investing quite a bit in it just to relax the tempo of the city, bring people out to have fun and to enjoy themselves. Now, and of course, increase employment.
Of course, now, Commissioner, infrastructure has been noted as perhaps one of your biggest setbacks in the tourism sector. What are your plans currently underway or in the pipeline to address the infrastructure challenge? Well,
infrastructure, it's basic to having a destination. If you have a destination that you cannot get to, it isn't a destination. So we must create infrastructure for you to get to the destination. A good example is what we're doing on the Badagry Expressway. We're putting the light railroad system there and another 10-lane highway. All of this will take you to another destination that we have, which is in Badagry. So we're pumping an awful lot of money into the infrastructural development of the state. Additionally, Badagry itself, we are enhancing a beach in Badagry, which is 1,047 meters. And we're spending an awful lot of money on that beach. It is the beach is next to the slave port, the old slave port, where about 70% of Africans who left, who were forcibly taken out of the continent were taken through. We are doing quite a bit in Badagry at the moment, and the slave port is being improved upon. We're increasing the capacity of the shoreline. We're in fact redoing the entire shoreline so that more persons can come. We're having a theater there, and so many things that we're doing there so that a lot of people can come and see what it used to be like in the past.
Now, Commissioner, a few years ago, 2010 to be exact, we saw the introduction of tighter measures to regulate the industry, which of course was also met with a fair degree of resistance. Have you made any ground since then?
I'm sorry, you said you had some tighter measures. Tighter measures in what respect, please?
So in 2010, the ministry introduced new measures or enhanced measures to regulate the industry in terms of getting hospitality outfits in particular registered and benchmarked. And I understand that the industry met this with quite a degree of resistance. Have you made any headway in this regard?
Yes, all industries have to be regulated. Don't forget that as a government, we are essentially regulators. Yes, we are regulating that industry, but we didn't meet with a significant amount of resistance. In fact, we are collaborating with the hospitality industry. In the last maybe 1 month, we had some people from the UK who assisted us in putting some form of classification system in place. And we had the hospitality industry included in the whole program. In fact, when we finished, we have in fact finished with the program, what we're going to have now is a committee which will also include members of the private sector with 1 or 2 members of the ministry who will help with the classification of the hospitality industry. So we are not over-regulating. In fact, we are collaborating with them. There's another book which the ministry is working on now, which we're going to distribute to all of the hospitality hotels in Lagos. It's free of charge. So we're working with them. We're not over-regulating them, but we have to regulate.